Dr. Robinson. We're very pleased to have Dr. Robin Robinson, who's the director of the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority within the Department of Health and Human Services. Robin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Phyllis. It's always good to be with you. Always good to be at Bio.
Yeah, this is great. Actually, we're very excited about the talk you just gave about the work that BARDA has done on Ebola. You are very, very much involved and integral in the response of the U.S. and the nation to the Ebola crisis. Will you talk a little bit about the activities that you undertook in order to help with this emergency response?
So, as you know, Ebola is both a bioterrorism threat we've had for a number of years as a requirement from the Department of Homeland Security, but also emerging infectious disease. So, we've been watching and monitoring the development of medical countermeasures for Ebola and other viral hemorrhagic fever for some time. They were all very early in development last year. So we weren't really ready to pick any of those up because we handle advanced development of medical countermeasures. We went into a response mode in August because of the outbreaks becoming an epidemic, and then we reached very deep into the pipeline for both vaccine and therapeutic candidates, including candidates such as the adenovirus vector vaccine from GSK and the NIH, certainly the vaccine candidate for the VSV candidate that Newlink and Merck have been working on with the Public Health Agency of Canada. And on the therapeutic side, we've been working on monoclonal antibodies, a number of those, 6 different ones, in fact, from ZMapp and other tobacco-based products, and also some that are produced in CHO cells with Regeneron and also Genentech. And also we've actually transitioned one from the NIH, from BioCryst, that's an adenosine nucleoside analog that we actually have been moving forward to, moving those from early development into advanced development, and now many of those are in the critical phase 2 clinical studies in West Africa.
So we learned a great deal from having to go so quickly with the development of these products. How have what you've learned and the capabilities that have been developed, how will those help us as the U.S. and the world respond to new emerging infectious diseases?
So I think bottom line is that in a response, you have to galvanize things that you already have in place. And one of the things that we did is we had a number of core service assistance programs, some of which people probably have already heard of. The Non-Clinical Studies Network, our Centers for Innovation and Advanced Development and Manufacturing, our Field Finish Manufacturing Network, and also more recently our Clinical Studies Network, who had just been established in early 2014. Right. We coalesced those into one response infrastructure and made those available for vaccines and therapeutics, not only to industry, but also our federal partners. And actually they're on the ground in Sierra Leone right now with the Clinical Studies Network and our own people at BARDA to provide technical and clinical service assistance there. But in addition to that, you actually have to have some investments there and partnerships that we've done many, many years in public-private partnerships, but with some new partners, not just with industry, not just with academia, but also some non-government organizations such as the Wellcome Trust and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, in addition to World Health Organization. And certainly our candidates that we have are the first generation. There will probably be more generations of these as we go forward too.
So do you envision that from here on out, when we have sort of global emerging infectious diseases, these new capabilities will play a much more important global role?
So I think some of the conversations that have been going on around the world, and certainly at the WHO meetings, is that BARDA's National Medical Countermeasure Response Infrastructure may actually be a template for a global effort, and certainly GlaxoSmithKline and others in the UK have talked about how that might be manifested with industry being able to use platform vaccine technologies or even with monoclonal antibody technologies, such that you can rapidly produce these and have systems that are already being used for other diseases and products that then can be recapitulated and be available and have something on the shelf already.
That's exciting, very exciting. So what role can industry play? You've actually alluded to some great companies, both big and small. What role do you see for members of bio and members of industry in terms of broadening these global capabilities?
So I think that as any good platform technology is, it should be, on one hand, really for those really great commercial products that are going to make the shareholders and the board really happy. Right. But on the other hand, there's a public responsibility that governments certainly understand and do, but also industry does too, and the companies, and they really stepped up to the plate during the Ebola epidemic, and I see that actually now as being the normal way of being there. Again, that means that we actually have to have preparedness systems in place or platform technologies in place and partnerships between government and industry, academia and industry to make those actually be ready at any time for the next emerging infectious disease.
It's very exciting times. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us at Bio.
Always good to see you. Thank you.